This is TWiT.
The thing that I really love about Pages, and I'm just going to pull up my iPad here so that I can show folks, is, you start in Pages and, it's going to give you a little bit of what's new. Yes, it took me a lot of work to get this screen to come back up, including improved support for the Apple Pencil Pro. So if you've got an Apple Pencil Pro and it's got that squeeze feature, then that's something that you can use now. And there's a nicer updated document browser. But when you go to, for example, choose a template, there are nice templates here. And I feel like some of the word templates, I feel like I've been seeing those since I had my first computer, which was running Windows 98. Now, I know that there have been new templates and so on, but just when you start writing, it opens a blank document and it's really easy to start writing. Now, I'm using this on 11-inch iPad Pro with a Magic Keyboard, so I don't have the on-screen keyboard appearing, but if I were to undock this, then of course I get an on-screen keyboard here. And above that keyboard, I have some additional tools built into the keyboard, which just make it perhaps a little easier to, do the thing that I was looking for. So I don't necessarily have to think after I've written the word. I can say, hey, I'm going to put this word in bold, and I can tap on the BIU, select bold, and then type Mikah, and then I can unselect bold, which is great for people who are not so familiar with keyboard shortcuts, somebody who's editing on their phone or a touchscreen device. And, there's just a whole bunch of things, built in here ready to go to make this nice and simple. There's even just the option to, add page breaks and section breaks and so on, which, this is a fully featured word editor or document editor. You can publish ebooks with this. You can convert to various other document formats as well. But yeah, you can write a whole ebook here. And I know plenty of people who have used this for formatting their ebooks.
Another thing that I really like about it is the ability to export to so many different formats. When I'm using Pages, I am typically exporting to a PDF, and Apple supports all sorts of options, including exporting to Word, as Rosemary mentioned, EPUB, plain text, rich text format. You can export images. You can also export a Pages template. Yes, the app does support templates, and so you can create templates over time. I've actually created a template that is a recipe card template, and I use that anytime there's a recipe that sticks with me. There's one that I really like. I will put it into my recipe card template and create it that way, and then print it out so that all of my recipes, as far as the look and feel, are the same. Those are the recipes that are, sort of near and dear to my heart. They don't just need to be in the recipe app, but I want to have them physically available to me. And so I will pop them into there instead. And again, I can't stress enough how cool it is that the Pages works across the different devices. I can be on an iPad using Pages, and I can take it over to another place. I can take it over to my phone. I can take it over to the Mac, and it pops up there just fine. I can interact with it as I need to, and I can count on, the support being there to make those adjustments as is needed. I think that is what makes Pages particularly delightful and easy to use. And of course, its integration with iCloud is, I think, quite nice as well, because what that means is I can count on those files being there regardless of what device I'm choosing to use, and also share these files with another person very easily. It does have built-in support for collaboration, and I think that has improved over time. I will say when it initially shipped, there were some, as there always are, some growing pains. But I don't know. I'm curious, Rosemary, I don't tend to use collaboration with the iWork suite, probably mostly because of the fact that much of my collaboration happens in Google's various tools. But, those features are there for someone who wants to use them.
Yeah, so I don't use the collaboration features super heavily, but I have just sent Mikah an invite to the document that I was writing with Mikah in bold. So if he wants to pop in and add some things, then we can have a look at that. But I do use the collaboration features every year at the holidays. So in my family, we always make a list of, who sent us what present so that then we can remember to properly thank the people who've given us gifts, which, is just something that we've been doing ever since I was a kid. And I remember my mum used to do it, with handwriting and so on. And then as, we've grown up and technology has become more ubiquitous and available, she started doing it on a laptop. And now we do it on an iPad and we collaborate. So that means that my mom and I both have the same numbers document open. And we actually use numbers for this because it's just already in a table format, which is nice and easy that you can add tables to pages, of course. We collaborate. So I'm just going to pop open my iPad here and I can see I'm not touching it. Okay, I'm going to put my hands on camera so that everyone can see that I'm not doing anything. Mikah is actually typing away and I can see this pretty much in real time, which is great because, if you're editing and sharing a document with somebody else, you probably want it in real time. And, I can go off and I'll go, I'm just going to change how this is formatted, this image here. So I'm going to arrange that and I'm going to make sure that it moves with text and that it's just going to be in line with the text. And then I can just move that onto a new line. And then maybe down here, I will insert a table. And one of the really cool things that I love about tables in Pages is they're a little bit like mini spreadsheets. So I could put Mikah here and then on the next line. If I can actually type, then I can put me, and then I could put, iPad, and then iPhone, and I'm just going to put Mikah has one iPad and one iPhone, I guess.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I have, for various reasons, I have two iPhones. So then what I can do is I could actually have a footer row here. And I can pop in a little formula, or I should be able to pop in a formula. I certainly did this earlier, where I can then add these things up. And yeah, it just, it works quite nicely. And then if you've put a table in here with some data, you can then turn that into a little chart as well. So I'm not quite sure what kind of chart is going to be best for this, Mikah. I am going to just start with something there. And there we go. It's just auto inserted a nice chart. It's a sort of 3D one, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'll arrange that. And again, I'm just going to pop that in line with text. I prefer to have my my things that are in a document in line with the text. It just means that if I hit return a few times, then I don't get things like writing behind an image or in front of an image or a chart or table or whatever it is. But yeah, you should be able to actually do all sorts of things here with, this sort of data. And then I believe from here, I certainly was having some fun with this earlier, where I was able to turn the chart that I'd inserted into my Pages document into a turn the table into a chart, but I've now forgotten how to do that because, of course, this is what happens when you're talking live on air and trying to demo things at the same time.
On my end, I'll quickly show something before we move on to the next app, which is that much like other collaborative systems, you are able to check in and see activity. So I can see things that Rosemary has done to the document. Rosemary could see things that I have done to the document, and then those things could be rolled back if they need to be. There's a lot that you can do with Pages. We'll include a link in the show notes to the support page for Pages that has even more information, and I'm looking forward to hearing how people make use of the tool.
Hey, if you liked that clip, well, there's so much more to get by joining Club TWiT. You can watch all of iOS Today, where we cover all things iOS, tvOS, HomePodOS, watchOS, and so much more. It's all the apps, all the tips and tricks, and everything with Rosemary Orchard and me, Mikah Sargent. Join Club TWiT at twit.tv/clubtwit to see all of iOS Today.